Happy Monday, milkers. Welcome back. The beer this week is called Russian Record by Hog Molly Brewing Co. of Columbus, Indiana. This is a Russian Imperial Stout bursting with chocolate and cacao flavors to keep you nice and toasty until spring knocks on our doors. With an ABV of 10.5%, it is a hard one. So, as always on the Cummcast, we appreciate you drinking responsibly, and the Cummcast gives this rating a whopping 4.25 out of 5 stars. As always, if you enjoy the podcast and the content, please consider leaving a rating and review on whatever platform you're listening on. If you want to support us in other ways, feel free to check out our merch store at thecummcast.com. Thanks again for listening. Now let's get into the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Cummcast. As always, I am your glorious, fucking, beautiful, bald host. And joining me, as always, is Cody, your other beautiful, bald host. Co-host. Put that co in there. Because I'm the El Presidente of this here. You can't be the host. We've already talked about this. You can't be the host if you have a co-host. You are the co-host. And I'm the second co-host. That's not how it works. You can't be King Dick. And then you have King Smaller Dick down here.
Sure can.
You can't do that. You can either be King Dick or Kings of Double Dicks. That's all you got.
You're the Robin to my Batman.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you're the Barnacle Boy to my... What's the... Merman? What is it?
I don't think it's Barnacle Boy.
Yes,
That's off SpongeBob.
I know. Is it just Merman?
I don't think that's his name.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
You're the Barnacle Boy to my Mermaid Man.
I don't think that's how it works.
I'm
the other fat boy. We are the fat boys from
Alice in Wonderland.
You can't have one without the other.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
If one fucking died.
Well, they can't, though. They can't die. Because if one dies, the other one automatically dies.
I don't think that. Who's he going to hold hands with?
That's what I'm saying. He can't live. One fat boy can't live without the other fat boy.
You can't live the fat boy life without the other fat boy.
That's right. They do things together. If they got to get something off the top shelf, one of them stands on the other one's shoulders, and they hold a chair for him or a ladder. You can't have two fat boys without one fat boy. You just can't.
They're conjoined without being.
You can't be like fat boys, and they're just like. Fuck you want? Two Humpty Dumpty looking asses with freaking hearts on their heads.
No neck looking fucking fat bitches.
Uncle Fester having ass, twin ass having
fucking
ass.
Finishing bitches. Each other's sentences.
Finish each other's sentences.
Curly Q looking fucking lederhosen wearing douches.
They're the only fat heroin addicts ever. And they exist in a non-real world.
When did they become heroin addicts?
Because that's what they look like. Sunken in eyes. Pale skin, no hair, weird teeth.
They're the first gamer boys. That's what they are. They're just gamers.
That is what happens if Beetlejuice had sex with another, undead. He had sex with that girl that was, split in half, that, tightrope girl.
Girl that was split. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He had sex.
Tightrope girl? What are you talking about? I thought she was like a ballerina.
No, she was a magician's apprentice, and she accidentally got sawed in half. That's what it was.
Maybe.
Something like that.
My favorite's the flat dude.
Oh, the flat dude? He's
the office flat guy.
Go to the second door! And there's 5,000 doors.
He can't do anything. He's just on a rope that just he's just rolling along on a pulley system.
Right. Rolling along on a pulley system, and he goes through the crack in the door, but there's so much paper everywhere, they just or trash. I don't know what's on the floor. That's the weirdest. That's one of the creepiest scenes in that entire movie. Is them going to the underworld or whatever, and they're waiting in line with the shrunken head dude, and then he cuts in line to the shaman, and he sprinkles that shit on his head. Yeah. That's the weirdest. That's probably the weirdest part of the movie is just them going to that underworld thing because they got to figure out what's their purpose. You died off of a bridge when the water was 2 feet deep. Let's be honest. That water was like 2 feet deep.
It's because they just crashed. They crashed and died. They didn't drown.
No, they drowned.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Mm-mm.
The water was like 10 feet.
I mean, they barely dukes a hazard off into like a small creek, and they died.
Not even that. The water was like 10 feet above, or the water was like 10 feet below the bridge. They fell in a giant car. Would have been. Oh, it wasn't giant. It was a small one.
It was like a station wagon.
They fell. It was like a Pinto. Like they would have. If you would have got like different scenario, but they got rear-ended on the road, they would have died that way because the Pinto would have exploded. But if you went off into a bridge, all they did was fall 10 feet, and then they wake up and they're dead. Like the water, the water. It was like a creek. It wasn't a river. It was a creek.
They didn't have good stuntmen back then. They couldn't reenact a huge fucking explosion.
But like most of the rivers here, if it's not like a bunch of rain, you can walk right across them. You just walk there. They get about like chest high. You just walk right across the rivers here. Like you unless it rains a lot, that's the only time it's like over 6 feet deep. But normally you can just walk right across them. You can't even tell you're walking through a river. And that's what that was. Okay. Because in the summertime, it didn't rain for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but they wrecked their car. They weren't fucking walking.
That's what I'm saying though. They fell 10 feet in a car. They were safe. They had seatbelts. They did have seatbelts on.
Yeah, but they didn't flip upside down and they didn't drown.
So how'd they die?
They wrecked their car.
They died from falling 10 feet in a car.
It's a movie. I didn't say it was real life.
Okay, well, they should have came up with a better...
There's also a fucking sandworm in that movie, okay?
That's a scary sandworm.
Yeah.
No, it is, but I don't know. Be more realistic, damn it. Be more realistic.
I mean, I feel like they copied it off Dune, but whatever.
I think the sandworms look a little different in Dune.
They do. They're huge. They're way bigger than that thing.
That one has like a sewn together mouth, right?
Huh?
The one on Beetlejuice.
I don't remember.
Beetlejuice is what we're talking about for everybody that doesn't know.
Yeah, Dune kind of looks like graboids from Tremors.
Yeah. That's an underrated series of movies. Tremors movies? Dude, those things are awesome.
The first and the second one are alright. After that, it just went to shit. First one's not bad.
1990.
Yeah.
With Kevin freaking Bacon in a cowboy hat.
Kevin Bacon has TikTok.
And it's so weird because they have the cover
and shit, and it's not even...
Yeah, the cover, that's what I was going to say. The cover looks nothing like the original. They don't even have teeth. They just like swallow you whole. They're just like some big fat worm thing.
They're like turtles with eyes. Turtles without eyes. And they got their snake tongues. Whatever the fuck they are. Eel tongues. Cave eel tongues.
And you can tell when they like unearth the thing in the
you typed in Tremors and it shows 2 hands shaking. Yeah, they don't even look like the pictures.
Look, they keep doing the same thing. They might have teeth. No, they don't have teeth.
No, they don't have teeth.
No, they don't have teeth at all.
So I mean, they look like eyeless turtles.
When the thing flops out on the thing,
what the fuck is that?
I don't know. I guess that's the new one. When the thing flops out on the ground, it looks like it's made out of styrofoam because it probably is. Yeah, they don't have teeth at all. They just like swallow you whole.
Well, it looks like a fucking if an elephant dick detached and like became its own person.
Yeah. Had created his own life, ran away when he was 16 and joined the circus.
I'm packing up my balls and leaving.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it did.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it looks like.
Just an elephant's... You say an elephant dick or an elephant trunk?
An elephant dick.
It looks like a baby whale just packed up his stuff and he's like, I'm going to be a land whale now. And just goes away and
I'm going to be a dirt whale.
He joined the circus at like 16 because he had to make a living, and he wound up being like the guy that runs like the dart throwing like game, and he just has a rough life. He has some rough run-ins with the law,
Yeah.
Got a couple face tattoos, and then he just winds up...
Got some syphilis, and now he's like a desert worm.
Yeah, and now he's like, guess what? Guess what, guys? For my next trick... Yeah, and he winds up being a magician, and he has like an apprentice or whatever, and he's like, for my next trick, I'm going to be a worm with no teeth. That's all. Just, he like forks his tongue and all kind of... it's a crazy life being a graboid.
Yeah.
Crazy life being a graboid, let me tell you. Being a whale dick.
a whale-dicked dirt worm.
I think a whale dick would be more appropriate because
good guy,
whales have giant hogs. Yeah, giant.
I mean, they're huge.
It's like the size of a Cadillac DeVille.
I mean, if elephants are huge, you gotta have a big wiener. If you don't have a big wiener, then what's the point of life?
I don't know. What is the point of life? What the hell is that thing?
That is a... Oh, fuck! Fuck!
Oh my god, it's happening! It's happening again!
Always, when you type shit in, you typed in whale penis, and so much porn
I don't
comes
know.
up.
I turned... See,
Like
look.
fucking...
It says safe
like
search is off.
animated orcas
Here, let's do moderate.
shooting ropes.
There it is. Look, I went from safe search off and it shows porn, but instead I did safe search moderate, and now it shows just an actual whale penis. That's it.
Oh.
Like, that's it.
Well, that dude's
That looks like a giant Japanese sweet potato.
That is...
That's it. That's
kind of... Look, that one's even black. They
That
got pink
looks
ones
like-
and they got black ones.
that looks like an orca fin just got shredded of its skin. That's all that it looks like.
I don't know. It looks like
That-
a tentacle.
That, everybody, is
Somebody mounted one to a wall.
That is a graboid.
You know what I'm
there.
gonna do? I'm gonna dry a fucking whale dick and mount it to a wall.
Well, that's like old timers. That's like old timers back in the day. That thing's petrified. I bet people are like, "What is that?" He's like, "It's a narwhal horn."
It's a normal. It's actually a whale dick.
Yeah, but that was like old timers back in the day. They would when they would kill raccoons, they would keep the raccoon dicks because raccoons' penises actually have a bone in them.
Or it reminds me of Tusk. Remember Tusk? Have you seen Tusk?
No.
You haven't seen Tusk?
I've wanted to watch it, but I haven't seen it.
It's weird. That dude has a walrus dick hanging on his, or not hanging, he has it on like his mantle. And walrus dicks are the same way. They have bones in them. Like raccoons.
This raccoon, I typed in raccoon penis, and some store has a stuffed raccoon selling, holding a bowl of raccoon penises.
You can buy them.
Saying raccoon penis bones, $8.
I wanted to buy some and make, just have them around.
People
used to pick their teeth with them. They used to use them as like
that's what I'm saying.
backwoods toothpicks.
Old timers used to pick their teeth with raccoon.
I wanted to buy
penises.
some. You could buy I think you can buy like 20 of them for like $30 or something on fucking
Okay, well
Amazon.
these people are price gouging because they want $8 per penis bone. Okay, that's a lot of dough.
That's when you get it yourself
for a penis bone.
Like you've invested in fucking raccoon cocks and now you got to make money off of it. Ugh.
It's just so weird. It's just weird looking. I mean, it's possible, but
Like a stiff tape.
let's just say evolution raccoon penis bone. I don't think it's evolution.
I think it's just a brand. Oh, they got a little one in a boat.
Now we just got a bunch of stuffed raccoons. No, but like I don't see how you pick your teeth with it though. You know what I mean?
I don't fucking know. You got gaps in your teeth.
You sit there and like old men with toothpicks. You sit there and suck on it all day.
God, look at the size of that one. Go back.
That's a snake.
Oh.
That thing looks like
This thing got 6 curves in it.
They look weird, man. They just don't. They look like they have a joint in them. It looks like on the end. It looks like it has a joint in it. Like there would have to be a joint there.
I don't know.
We're
Getting too much into animal penises.
yeah.
Let's go back to the porn.
It looks more like you could strap a couple of blades on here and make it a pair of scissors or toenail clippers. A raccoon penis toenail clipper. That would be something to see.
Maybe put like a small little razor blade in it and use it for like chopping garlic or something.
There's got to be a market out there for it. Like there's got to be. I mean, these people are selling one raccoon penis bone for $8.
If you made it a little bit more sturdy at the base, you could use it as coat hooks.
That's an idea.
That is an idea.
A coat rack, a raccoon penis
Coon dick
bone.
coat rack.
Yeah, a raccoon penis bone coat rack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I prefer coon dick coat rack. You don't have to get too technical with it. A raccoon penis coat rack.
Raccoon penis.
$59.99.
$59.99. $60.
Hey, you get 6 hangers on this thing. And I screwed it to a piece of wood. So what else do you want?
That's a piece of cedar. You know how much I can get for that on the redneck black market?
Wood's expensive in
$3.
2022 wood's expensive. Coon dicks are expensive too. We're running out of raccoons to kill.
Well,
I don't think the world will ever run out of raccoons. That's one thing that'll never go extinct. Pigeons and raccoons.
Run out of raccoon dicks.
Shit.
Yep. Running out of raccoon dicks.
I feel like we're not, though. I feel like they harvest them if they run out.
I would have a pet raccoon. I would never, if he ever died, I would not repurpose his ween. I would totally just, like, let it be.
Let it be, throw it in the trash where it belongs?
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have a skunk.
Let it be.
If we're going to have wild animals, I'd rather have a skunk. Skunks are like cats.
I think I'd rather have if I had to pick a critter varmint, if you will, I would probably pick a possum. They are the only marsupials in America.
Yeah, but they're fucking mean.
No, they're all mean.
Nah.
They're all mean.
Maybe a groundhog. I know people with groundhogs.
They're all mean. They're all made to be like, people, like, don't go by them, you'll get murdered.
There's that dude on TikTok with a squirrel. It's pretty cute. I think he even puts a diaper on it and shit.
There's that one guy on TikTok with a skunk and he talks to it like a baby and it's creepy. Like, the skunk is cute and he has like a bunch of facts about the skunk. Like, and the dude has a little bit of a following, so I mean, people appreciate the knowledge and the entertainment. It's entertaining, but he talks to it a little too, like, you know, your pet baby talk.
It's his best friend.
It's a little too much. It's a little too, you can have, like, you can talk to a baby like, blah, 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 or you can talk to an animal like it's a little baby. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a certain line when you cross it, it's just like, you're going a little too far. Like, bring it back. Like, bring it back just a little bit.
You can't tell me that you don't talk to Sua, who's in the studio right now. You can't tell me you don't talk to her like that.
I do, but
Exactly.
not the way he does it.
Oh, whatever.
Not the way he does it. The skunk is a girl. Susie is a girl. I don't talk to the dog like he talks to that skunk. He talks to that skunk a little too baby talkish. Like, it's like a little too much. A little too much. If you're like, wow, that's pretty extreme. He really loves that animal. I'm not insinuating anything, but I am saying you could cross the line when it comes to just like the depth of how baby pet talk you want to talk to your pet. I can say you can surpass it. So you can do it with a baby too, like a normal human baby. You can do that. You could go a little too far. It's like, calm the fuck down, kid. Like, I understand it's your baby, but we'll bring it back. All right, it's a human. It's not an object. You know?
Weird.
Huh?
You're just too uptight. Leave people alone.
I feel like you can go too far in the baby talk. I feel like you can go too far.
Yeah, if you're
like
in
the little
public,
kid
but if
talk.
you're in your fucking, if you're in your own home and nobody sees you do that shit, it's fine. But then if you're in public doing it or putting it on the internet, that's when it becomes a problem.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you can go too far. You can go too far with everything in moderation, even baby me talk, whatever.
Yeah. There's also that dude with that monkey on TikTok. The monkey's cute because he always gets new outfits and stuff, and he lets the monkey open it.
Is it the one that died?
I don't know.
There was one. I think it was a spider monkey. No, not a spider monkey. There was one. Is it macaque? The little bitty ones.
I don't
with
know.
the white faces.
This is a black guy, and he has a monkey.
Oh, okay. No, this was a white dude, and they had a monkey, and it passed away like 6 months ago, and said they were going to like retire from doing TikTok. They had a huge
Because they didn't
following.
have content anymore.
I mean, the monkey was like, I think the monkey was like 6 or 7 years. They had it for a while. 6 or 7 years old. I don't really know how old, but it was going to have routine like dental surgery.
And it died.
Yeah, the anesthesia. Like, it just died. Which happens. I mean, some people go in like, who was it? Who was it that died, went into,
Meatloaf.
No.
That's how Meatloaf died.
How?
He was going into he made that video on TikTok or the internet or something. I watched it, and it was saying, "Oh, I'm going into surgery here in a few days." He's like, "When I get out, maybe we'll do something or whatever," and then he just never came out of surgery. So
that happens though. Like,
yeah.
Like people go in for, I think, who was it? Somebody famous went in for like just a routine surgery or like an outpatient surgery. Anesthesia fucked up, gone, didn't wake up. It's crazy. That's why anesthesiologists, next to brain surgeons, anesthesiologists.
Well, we talked about that girl.
Make so much money.
We talked about that girl who was trying to, what was it? That fitness girl who was doing an experimental procedure to get rid of her sweat glands or something. You remember that?
Yeah.
And then the anesthesiologist fucked up, and then that's how she died.
Yeah.
Because too much anesthesia can just stop your heart. And then there's no getting you back.
So anesthesiologists, I think we looked this up before, but it says that anesthesiologists, the average in our area in Indiana, make $200,000 a year. Now, if you're the North American partners in anesthesia, they're pulling down almost $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
And same thing with everybody else. So let's be honest here, people. I think the Indiana, the anesthesiologist in I almost messed up all that
gets
wording.
paid not to fuck up.
Yeah. They get paid not to fuck up, but in Indiana they make $200,000 a year. I think you might want to go to another state because right here
those are just like boards.
These are the top pay.
So if they get accepted to one of these boards, they make that
company.
much.
It's a company.
Well, it's just a board of doctors. Once you become that, you can get accepted to a certain group of doctors. Like it means that have excelled.
If you are an anesthesiologist, be good at your job for a little while, and then you can get on these top paying companies. And you can pull down $500,000 a year, which you deserve. You deserve every penny for that because
I don't even know what I do.
One little milliliter too much anesthesia, dead. Timmy's dead. Timmy died. Never coming back because you stopped his heart because you did a little too much. And it's sensitive because
Timmy was only 9, and he had so much to live for. He said that he was going to be a pro wrestler, and we took that away.
He said he wanted to be a fireman
first, and then a pro wrestler.
Yeah, but
he could have done great things.
But it's just it's weird how that happens. Like it's not even a natural cause. It's just like oops. You know what I mean? It literally is what it is. It's like oops, and then you probably
that's the thing. You're just like I fucked up. How many of y'all out there have fucked up? But you never killed anybody. That's what anesthesiologist.
The one time you fuck up, like I
gotta be a fuck up in life as an anesthesiologist.
I have made mistakes. I have made mistakes in my job that are just like, oh crap. Like you just completely like I messed up before. It's just like, oh shit.
Never killed anybody though.
I have just like impacted something, but it is not a person's life. Like directly linked to a person's life. You know what I mean? Or the fact that if they don't give you enough to last you the full surgery, they just like start to wake up. And then you can also get sued that way because here comes all the pain now because you're not knocked out.
Yeah.
Because you could just wake the hell up. You know what I mean? And then they still have to make sure you go back to sleep to finish the surgery. Like that happens all the time too. But I feel like if that happens and you do accidentally killing somebody, which it's going to happen, it's not going to stop happening. I feel like I don't know if this is true, but do you even get to practice anymore? Like, are you done?
Yeah, I'd say depending on what it is. I'd say there'll be a huge investigation, but also if you lie to an anesthesiologist, that can also fuck with you. Because, like, if you, like, smoke pot, like, if it's legal in, like, where you're in, like, California, or wherever the fuck you're at, and you say to an anesthesiologist that you don't smoke pot, that can also fuck with the anesthesia. Like anything, if you lie to them about anything.
Like they have to know your weight, your body type.
Well, like any medication, anything like that. If you're taking like, I don't know, you take aspirin every day or something like that, you have to tell them because that can fuck with your shit.
Will an anesthesiologist get fired from their job if he or she is found negligent when a patient dies during surgery? This is on Quora.com.
What the fuck is that?
I think it's just a blog. So it's probably not 100% relevant. Let's see. So as a group, anesthesiologists seem to take their responsibilities more seriously than many other professionals, perhaps because there is an assumed moral contract that in return for the patient surrendering all control to the anesthesiologist will keep them as safe as humanly possible. Loss of a patient under any circumstances hits them very hard. If it becomes clear they could have avoided the death by taking reasonable care, many would find it impossible to go on. So,
okay, this is stupid. But like I said earlier, if it's completely negligent,
this is just a blog. Let me see if I can find a better answer.
Well, why you don't need to find a better answer? I just told you. There'll be a fucking trial and then investigation. And if they find that they fucked up, then they fucking get fired, probably lose their stuff. I don't think they'll go to jail. They might go to jail depending on how negligent it is. If they knew they could have did it anyway. It's the same shit. If you knew that If you fucked up on accident or something happened with the patient for some reason, no, you're not. It's nothing's going to happen to you. But if it's like negligent and like, hey, you knew that this probably could have happened, but you did it anyway, or blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you'll probably, I don't know if you'll go to jail or whatever, but you definitely getting sued. I can tell you that. Anybody will sue the fucking tits off you.
Here's a couple of news articles of just people getting fired, people getting sued.
That's what I mean. They'll sue the shit out of you.
There's one here, but it's basically if an individual commits a felony, like they're aware of the negligence, then obviously it is murder. But I'm wondering if it's there. You have to have some kind of security insurance, something in your job description that says you will not get fired or tried for manslaughter. You know what I mean? Because if it's accidental, it can be classified as manslaughter. So it's one of those things like you have to have. There's got to be some kind of insurance.
It's not insurance. Whenever you go into surgery, you sign all these forms,
right?
And that's what it's for.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be knowledgeable of it. You sign a waiver, basically.
That's why anesthesiologists anesthesiologists go to school for what, a decade?
Anesthesiology.
You go to school for a decade or maybe?
I thought you said a day.
No, a decade.
It's an 8-hour course,
mm-hmm.
and then you're officially qualified.
Learn how to put people to sleep. First lesson, sleeper hold.
Just get sleeper hold.
Get them
and if that doesn't work, the wooden mallet always does the trick.
The wooden mallet always fucking knocks them out. Between 20 minutes to 45 minutes. So you may have to hit them at least 3 or 4 times to get what you need to get done.
I was listening to a podcast and somebody was talking just the amount of actual force you have to actually hit somebody in the head to knock them out. It takes a lot. Like, it actually takes... I think it was a doctor that was on the podcast, and they were talking about like, you just hit somebody in the head and like, oh, they instantly they get knocked out. You actually have to hit somebody very, very hard.
You gotta rattle their brain.
That will basically cause brain damage for them to actually be knocked out.
Well,
if not, it's gonna trigger like that fight or flight response, and they're just gonna go crazy.
Well, that's what happens when you get knocked out in a fight. Your brain hits the side of your fucking skull.
Yeah.
And it causes so much trauma that your body just shuts down.
Well, there's those like pressure points in your jaw or whatever. That, like, you know what I mean? Like if you get hit.
Definitely.
Well, you see people get hit in the jaw, and that's like a pressure point, and they just lights out. You know what I mean? But then they fall back, and then the serious damage isn't from getting punched.
No, it's when they're just like, they're just like stiff, and then the guy comes fucking Superman slamming fists right into his fucking nose.
It's like they get hit in the jaw, but the damage is when they fall. Like, the damage is like when they fall. Like, if it's like a street fight, and they're on concrete, they're not on, like, a pillow, like a memory foam mattress or anything. When the damage is from falling straight back and gashing their head on the concrete behind them.
Yeah.
That's the real damage. Or, like you said, if they're in an MMA fight, if they get knocked out and they fall on the padded mat, the damage is if somebody comes up and just starts beating them in the face.
Piss out of them.
Yeah, that's the real damage.
Yeah.
And they say that... the bare knuckle boxing championships, stuff like that, there actually is less damage to your brain. Like, studies have shown there's less damage to your brain because people are actively not trying not to get hit with bare fists, as opposed to boxing or football or MMA.
I'd say it happens because you get hit less. You get hit less because nobody wants to punch somebody with their bare fucking fist.
Nobody wants to get hit with a bare fist.
But also, that's why boxers suffer, because they just take hundreds of punches to the face every fight. It's just little ones.
Yeah,
little ones hurt you more than the big fucking ones.
Yeah, you could get hit 5 big times and knocked out. That's going to hurt your brain worse than getting hit.
Less.
Less than getting hit 60 times, tiny punches in the head.
Yeah.
Like, that, you're going to have less brain damage on the very few times that knock you out than the 100 times.
It's going to fuck up your face more, but...
Yeah. But that's like bare knuckle boxing. They have statistically less brain damage because nobody wants to get hit in the face by a fist. If you have pads or gloves on your hands in boxing, or like all the pads and protection helmets in football, there's more brain damage because they know that they can hit you harder. They can hit you harder if you have more pads. Hockey, everything with pads, like rugby players have less injuries, less brain damage because you're not going to hit somebody as hard if you don't have pads.
I
mean, they get fucked up.
Smoke each other.
Don't get me wrong.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Don't get me wrong. They get fucked up, and there's probably just as much head trauma in rugby as
in
like
regular American football.
But
they full speed fucking blast somebody.
Exactly. You can't full speed blast somebody in rugby because you're gonna hurt
yourself more.
Exactly. That's like, you remember Bob Sanders from the Colts?
Bob Sanders. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember Bob Sanders was the strong safety on the Colts. He hit somebody so hard, he jacked up his shoulder and had to retire because then he wasn't worth a shit after, like, he took the whole year off, came back, hurt it again, and then he's just like, I gotta retire because I fucked my own life up because I wanted to hit this dude so hard and he's still playing. Like, the dude's still playing, but he jacked his shoulder up because he just dead sprint. Like, you know, football players run really fast. Just dead sprint. Bam.
That's why I don't know how Ray Lewis never got fucked up more than he did. Because he was like the hit champ forever.
Well, the football players, like the studies are showing, you don't know until it's like 10, 15, 20 years later.
And they
can't even
kill their wife and chop their head off.
They kill their wife. They literally, they're like 50 years old and they can't even walk or function. There's that one guy, I can't remember, but he was from the 80s or 90s. He died from his brain condition. I can't remember what it leads to, like Alzheimer's and
Parkinson's,
dementia and Parkinson's.
Because that's Muhammad Ali,
right?
Muhammad Ali. There's so many old boxers. I saw an interview. I think it was on TikTok, maybe on Facebook or something like that. It was Muhammad Ali was doing an interview with Mike Tyson, and it was like Muhammad Ali now and Mike Tyson now. Yeah. And they're like, what if you guys got in a fight back in the day? The two, you know, kings of boxing or whatever.
They did fight.
No, they didn't. Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali, they never fought.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Are you sure?
They didn't. And they asked Muhammad Ali who would win. And Muhammad Ali, you know, he has Parkinson's, so he's shaking real bad. And
they did fight right here.
No, they didn't.
Oh, boxing dream fight.
Yeah, it's a boxing dream fight. They were totally different eras, I believe.
Yeah.
But anyway, they asked.
Oh, is this the video right here? Who would win?
I
think this is it.
I don't think so. No, this ain't it. I mean, this is a recent video.
Who would have won if you fought this man in your prime?
Yeah, this is it.
So he's retired at this point.
He hit me. What would you say, Mike? I don't mean nothing. I'm vain. I know I'm great, but I think in this situation, they hit us down and come us with facts. This is the greatest.
You know, he called Muhammad Ali the greatest of all time.
And he is.
And Muhammad Ali literally said, he's like, if he hits me, and he just laid out in the chair. Yeah. he's like, I'm done.
He's like, I'm fast, but if he hit me, that's the thing. Mike Tyson had so much fucking force behind him.
Have you seen him now?
Yeah, he's still fucking
retraining.
Yeah, he's still. He was wanting to fight somebody, or he did fight somebody. I forget who it was.
I can't remember who it was.
I don't know. So he got that bitchin' tattoo on his face. Never.
Yeah, it's for life. It's not going away.
Laser it off, dude.
There's a search.
Laser it off. You got you're fucking. You're wealthier than ever. You got your own fucking weed company. Fucking laser that shit off your face. There's where he didn't have the tattoo right there.
That his next fight will be against fellow veteran Lennox Lewis in September. So he did fight in September 2021. I think it was a pretty good fight. I can't remember.
I mean, it never said that they did.
He might have. I just want to see, because I've seen his pictures and stuff of him retraining, and he's freaking jacked again. Yep. Again. And he was jacked when he was younger. Like, he was massive. And then it was like a before and after picture of him doing a speech at an event, and then like a year later, he's just re-jacked again.
Tyson and Holyfield.
Oh, yeah, okay, Evander Holyfield. But yeah, and then it showed him like a year later after he started retraining to start fighting again. He's just jacked all over again. It is crazy. And he's like, I think he's 50-something?
I don't know. old. But not as old as you think he would be, I don't think.
Mike Tyson, he's
55.
55. Yeah, so he's 55. Yeah, so I mean, he's still a beast. He's one of the greatest boxers ever. And if you still got hit by him, like if some dude just walked up and got hit by Mike Tyson right now, he'd be dead.
Yeah.
Just dead. Laid flat on the ground. Just dead. Like Mike Tyson, I've watched a compilation of Mike Tyson's fights before, just randomly. The dude was 19 years old, knocking out grown-ass men in like 30 seconds. This one time, he hit the man twice, and he was done. Just laid out, knocked out, on the floor. The guy hit him like 30 times within the first... The guy hit him like, I think, 20-something, 30 times within a minute. Mike Tyson hit the dude 2 or 3 times. The third time he hit him was the last time he needed it. And he's 19 years old. And this was like a professional, like world champion boxer. Mike Tyson walks in, boom, boom, boom. It's done. Like a quick combo. That was it.
I still see those videos of that Russian prick. He was like some weird Russian dude who had like mental problems. And he would try to box these people in gyms and stuff. And he's like, hey, you want to spar with me? And then... like, sparring, it's just like a light spar. Like, it's like half speed or whatever. And, like, no full contact or nothing. It's just like taps or whatever. And then he would say that. People would put on gloves. And then even before they'd put on gloves, he'd just go at him 100% and start wailing on him. And then he'd be like, I won. They'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously? Yeah. And then finally, he went to, whose gym did he go to? He went to Mayweather's dad's gym. And they put him with this, like, I don't even know, 17-year-old kid getting ready to fight for, like, some championship match. They put him in there, and this dude fucking destroyed him. Finally, that kid was like, no, and kept running away and shit. And then that kid, like, chased after him and fucking tackled him and crap. Forget that guy's name. He was some Russian dickhead. I forget. But
he's not relevant anymore.
I mean, I still see his videos, which is crazy. That was, like, maybe 6 or 7 years ago I saw him.
Right.
But, yeah.
Boxing.
Boxing, not as popular as it was now. It's a
kind of it is. It's a huge sport.
No, it's not. It's kind of a dying sport.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
The biggest sport's soccer.
You know what I saw this year with the fucking Winter Olympics?
Football.
There is more people interested in curling this year than I have ever seen in my entire life.
That's an intense-ass sport, buddy.
Curling is, yeah. It was funny, they had the American team, and you can tell them dudes are like from like... like Wisconsin or like Massachusetts or somewhere, because they're always and they have those thick ass accents. I think maybe Wisconsin, because they're like, oh yeah, we're they kept saying but they're not Canadian, they're from America.
So I just searched, this is on sportytel.com. So this is just an article for the 10 most popular sports in 2021. Number 10 is golf.
Yeah, it is.
450 million fans. Number 9 is rugby, really? 475 million.
I feel like a lot of overseas sports. Baseball,
500 million.
Still can get into baseball.
Basketball, 825 million is number 7. Number 6, table tennis, 875 million fans for ping pong.
I feel like that's
not table tennis, it's ping pong.
I feel like that's a lot of overseas, maybe like Asian
Korea
countries and stuff like that. Ping pong big.
Volleyball, number 5 at 900 million fans.
Definitely a lot of male pervs in that sport.
Tennis has 1 billion fans, sitting at number 4.
Yeah.
Hockey is number 3, and this is like
field hockey.
This is field hockey, both ice and field hockey. So they combined the two at 2 billion fans.
We should have saw hockey.
Cricket. Cricket is number 2 with 2.5 billion fans. Cricket.
Yeah.
And number 1 is association football, which is soccer. Why do they call it association football?
I don't know.
It's soccer. They have 4 billion fans. Football, American football, is nowhere on this list.
Yeah.
Not one.
No. There's way bigger fans in soccer. Those dudes go fucking ape shit about soccer.
Yeah. Remember we soccer hooligans at the Irish pub in Jacksonville we went that one time? Yeah. They were setting up banners, flags.
When did we go?
Huh?
What time was that?
It was like a Sunday.
It was a Sunday at like 11. And the match didn't start until like 7 at night.
No, I think it was like 4 or 3 or something.
No, because it was going on whenever we drove by.
But
like
there was 2 groups. There was one for this team playing and one for this team.
They had their flags up.
Yeah, they had flags up. banners. They even had paper plates and napkins.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were eating because they were at a restaurant, and it was 11 a.m. and they just started pounding beers.
Got to.
Pounding beers.
Which is weird, but I guess Florida has a lot of diversity and shit, so, like...
And it was everybody in jerseys, and it's an Irish pub called, what the hell is that called?
It's like a standard name. I know it is.
It's right on the beach in Jacksonville Beach. I'm looking it up right now.
I was gonna say McGillicuddy's, but that's not it. Not TJ's.
What the fuck? It's on here somewhere. Lynch's Irish Pub.
Oh, I was like standard. It's not standard.
Yeah, Lynch's
It's South Standard.
So Lynch's Irish Pub in Jacksonville Beach in Jacksonville, Florida.
Amazing food.
Amazing food.
The food's the best part.
The food is the best part. You've never had like the perfect.
We need to go to some of these other ones whenever
There's
we're
a
there.
shit ton. There's a shit ton in Jacksonville,
Well,
Florida.
see, there's a few more downtown, and then St. Augustine's like 45 minutes away.
There is this one's called the Stout Snug. You got Culhane's, Irish Sisters Dream Team.
That must be new because that's on Atlantic Beach. We drive past there all the time.
Olulan, Hibernia.
That's in Fleming Island.
Oh, okay.
You're getting like to St. Augustine and shit.
Okay, there's one in St. Augustine, Barley, Republic. But see, that's the thing, like, Mahane's. But that's the thing, it's like, there's a lot of Irish pubs in Florida. But Lynch's, dude, what the hell is it called? It's
an Irish
it's sausage.
It's an Irish egg roll.
I
think it's like either sausage or corned beef.
It's corned beef. So there's like an Irish egg roll with like corned beef and Swiss
and
cabbage. Cabbage wrapped in a freaking wonton, and then it's the what is it called? With
Scotch egg.
Scotch egg.
Yeah,
Scotch egg.
We can make Scotch eggs at home,
dude. Scotch egg. It's literally just it's a boiled egg wrapped in sausage, battered and deep fried, and it is fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, if I had a baby dinosaur, I wish he would lay Scotch eggs.
Honestly, you could probably pan or maybe air fry it, or maybe even pan fry it.
Fun fact: Conor McGregor, all he ate was Scotch eggs before he won the world championship. That's all we gotta say.
I'm pretty sure.
That's all I gotta say about it. He drank proper 12 and only ate Scotch eggs.
I'm pretty sure that's not true.
You never know. I mean, it's some good old artery clogging food. We had like bangers and mash. I had this one sausage and egg sandwich with the Scotch eggs, with the freaking Irish egg rolls. Like, it's good, wholesome artery clogging food. It's good.
Mm.
Can you eat it every day? No, because you might die in about 5 years. But it is good stuff.
Right.
So, highly recommend Lynch's Irish Pub in Jacksonville, Florida. If anybody takes a trip to Jacksonville, it's right on the beach. And there's plenty of other bars and restaurants around there, too.
Hell yeah.
So, highly recommend that place.
And then Bricks for Taco Tuesdays.
Yep, Bricks is right there on Jacksonville Beach, too. Which Ryan and I will be taking a trip to Florida here in the next couple months. So, I'm pretty excited about that.
Yes.
Pretty excited about that.
We haven't been in it for years.
Yeah, a few years, because COVID messes with everybody's lives.
Yeah.
We're all here.
It sure does.
The same thing. Let's go ahead and take a bathroom break.
Okay. Hey everyone, just wanted to take a second to let you know about our official podcast store at thecummcast.com.
Go check it out today, everybody. We've got everything you can think of, from t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, organic tote bags, and even drinkware like coffee mugs and craft beer glasses. Go check it out today at thecummcast.com. Now let's get back into the episode. So, let's get into some news articles today. So, Britain's oldest pub for last episode is coming back for.
Was it last episode?
It was last episode. I believe if it wasn't last episode,
it was 2 episodes ago.
Okay, 2 episodes
and if
ago.
we're not sure, it was 3 episodes ago.
The last 3 episodes.
Within the last 3 episodes, you remember it was called Ye Old Cock.
Ye Old Fighting Cocks.
Ye Old Fighting Cocks. Multiple cocks.
So Ye Old Fighting Cocks, Britain's oldest pub. It was literally opened its doors in like 793 AD.
Yeah.
During medieval times. So Apparently,
Jesus wish he could be there.
So animal rights groups from PETA has suggested that Britain's oldest pub, Ye Olde Fighting Cocks, should change its name and move to an all-vegan menu.
Oh, so they're not back open.
The proposal came days after pub landlord Cristo Tafali, 53, announced he was leaving the 1,300-year-old pub due to financial difficulties brought on by the pandemic. And the charity has even suggested some potential new names. So PETA is saying
they're wanting to buy this
I think they're saying we will buy this, but you have to change the name or we're not going to buy it, and you have to switch to an all-vegan menu or we're not going to buy it. So I think PETA is basically, PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, for those of you who don't know, is seizing the moment to demand a 21st century revamp, quote-unquote, of the pub, which dates back to 793 AD, and once hosted Oliver Cromwell. That's kind of cool. So, Ye Olde Fighting Cocks parent company is currently looking for a new landlord after Mr. Tafali took to social media to tell people he has that he has been left heartbroken, but took the opportunity to express his gratitude for playing a small part in its history. So activists say the pub's name calls to mind the violence and cruelty of a hideous blood sport that has been outlawed in the UK for more than a century.
The fucking names that they came up with.
So PETA has suggested that the pub could be renamed the Happy Hens, Ye Olde Clever Cocks, which is the stupidest one out of these suggestions.
No,
or
I think the next one is
the Cheery Chooks.
What does that even mean?
I have no fucking idea. The Cheery Chooks sounds like a breakfast cereal that's super happy.
Alexa, what's a chook?
Cheery Chook. So
on Steam? Are they chickens? Build your own chook empire.
Let me just look up a chook. Definition of a chook. So
click on their dictionary thing.
So it's a hen. An Australian. Australian, it's a hen. Slang, a woman.
Which could be in a chook.
Used as a call for poultry or pigs. So it's
how can it be poultry
it's a
or
hen.
pigs?
It's a hen.
But they said it pigs too. How can it be chicken and pigs?
I don't know. I have no idea.
We had some chook. Oh, did you have chicken or pork?
So basically, the Happy Hens, the Cheery Chooks is basically a British vernacular or Australian vernacular of Cheery Chooks. It's the same. It's the same name, just slang.
You know what makes me mad though? Like it's just a thing. Like it's been outlawed for a century. Cool, but like you don't have to change the name because it's been the same fucking name since
the beginning of time.
700 years.
The beginning
after
of time.
Jesus.
Literally the beginning of time.
So
yeah,
fuck PETA. I'm just gonna say that. You can
when this place opened, Jesus was still a sore subject 800 years later. So
and I'm cool with you like having like vegan menus as an option.
Yeah,
but we're not gonna change the entire history of a building.
They'll make you a gluten-free like shepherd's pie crust.
It's just a name. They're not actually fucking having roosters fight each other to the death in this place. Maybe they had like in the 700s.
It's just a name.
It's just a name.
Like the Cummcast. It's just a name.
It's just a name.
So tell all your friends that are trying to find a new podcast, a new cool podcast to listen to, that the Cummcast is just a name. It doesn't insinuate, and for those of you who listen, this podcast does not insinuate anything, just like Ye Olde Fighting Cocks. It insinuates a good place to have a pint and to sit down, have some food, and hang out with your buddies.
History.
Yeah.
History.
That's it.
Almost 3 years of history on this show.
Yeah. So this
is the least cum-filled show in the entire world.
Exactly.
We talked about whale dicks, but we did not talk
about
There is
more semen in other podcasts than this one. Yes.
Yeah.
So campaigners are also demanding... Yeah! So campaigners are also demanding the pub, which served basic British food, adopt a fully plant-based menu.
Ugh. I
don't know about that. The open letter penned by PETA's vegan chief Don Carr. God, I bet Don Carr is just one heck of a human, and I mean that in the best, least insulting way possible. But I feel like they're a little bit anal about everything. So So they call on the pub company, Mitchell's and Butler's to bring the pub into the 21st century with the changes. So there's a parent company that owns Ye Olde Fighting Cocks, the building itself. It's the management that had to close it down. So the parent company is actually owns this building, and I think so. There's like owners, and then there's managers. The managers put all the money down, but the owners are like losing stake in the company, basically. But the local people have ridiculed the proposals for undermining the pub's history. So one person wrote on Facebook, as an eco-aware, animal-loving human, there is no way they should change the name. It's just a name.
Goddamn right. Tradition.
Oh, it's just a name.
We should jump into the 21st century and make it all vegan. Fuck you. We're not going to do that.
Another person said,
we would rather have this place shut down for another fucking millennia than change it.
So another person stated, why don't they put their time, energy, and other resources into helping real animal cruelty and leave history and heritage, which speaks truth, light and dark, to themselves, basically.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Another agreed, adding, not everyone wants to eat vegan food. Why change a historical pub name?
Yeah, motherfucker.
In a simple defiant comment, someone else wrote, bonkers! Why is it even any of their business?
Yeah, fuck you!
So other residents threatened to boycott the pub if it adopted PETA's proposals. One person said, if it goes all vegan, I'm not going.
God damn it, it's shut down, but I'm still not going.
In an agreement, another commented, bunch of idiots, pubs in crisis. Pub in crisis. Let's alienate it even more with a menu for what, less than a quarter of the area's population? So it seems like less than a quarter of the area's population is vegan. Like,
what even is a cauliflower?
Yeah, I don't know. What's a cauliflower?
An albino broccoli?
Broccoli, that goes in soup.
That's for rabbits.
Honestly, like...
Tell me I can't get a fucking brat at this fucking joint up in ya?
Like I said the last time we talked about this pub, there is literally organizations that you can sign up for, like GoFundMe, for instance, that people can donate to reopen this pub. You don't have to have PETA reopen it. But here's the thing. If you let PETA reopen this pub and buy it...
If you give them power, they will overrun the country.
But as everybody knows that has come out in recent years, and I'm sure a lot of people know, PETA has to kill and euthanize more animals than they save because there's so many of them that they want to save.
And we're not saying that PETA's not good. PETA does some good shit.
PETA does.
They really do.
PETA does do good things.
Like when you see stranded whales on the beach and they push them back in, and the whales aren't supposed to be there, they do a good job.
PETA does do good things.
Sometimes PETA does a good job, and then sometimes PETA is just being a fucking...
You have to have the
asshole.
good. You always have the bad with the good. PETA does do good things. It's an organization that cares about animals, which the Cummcast are. We are all animal lovers here on this podcast. There's nothing wrong with the company itself. Do they stick their nose in things?
I never noticed when they decorated that tree for Christmas. They can only get up so high.
Yeah, but does the organization stick their nose in things that don't belong? 100%.
Oh yeah,
100% they do.
PETA has turned into a Fortune 500 company.
You should really consider, like, this is a message mainly for PETA, but for people in general,
PETA don't sue
you
us.
should really consider. You should really consider other people's emotions in your own agenda, which I know that's not how they work. But you should really consider other people's emotions and thoughts and feelings in your own agenda. You can't just say, I'm going to change this entire thing and bring it to the 21st century. This isn't California. This is old school England, and they like their meat, and they like their beer.
Yeah.
You just can't... You can't try to force your way in and change something that doesn't want to be changed. How can you expect people to go to this? If you buy this place, you're just going to close it down because you got so much money that you don't even need it.
Yeah, PETA, just don't come after us because we're good guys.
You're just honestly, you're just trying to. They're just trying to. I feel like they're just trying to insert themselves into this situation and make themselves look like the hero, when in turn they're not going to be the hero.
It's whatever.
But like I said,
PETA does good shit, but like...
Facts don't lie.
Yeah, facts don't lie. Why don't you worry about like the fucking Japanese dolphin killers and shit like that?
Yeah.
Do that instead of like worrying about a fucking...
Worry about us out overfishing tuna.
Yeah.
Because in like 15 years there will be no fucking tuna.
Yeah.
And
that's a shame.
No, seriously. There will be no tuna in 15 years.
Because what are cats going to live on?
Yeah. What are bro dudes at the gym gonna eat their snack on? Like what are they gonna eat? Just not tuna and just plain crackers? What am I gonna put mayonnaise with?
Vegetable fish.
Vegetable fish?
Yeah. Just eggs?
Seaweed? Seaweed's okay, but no. Certain things have to stay alive.
That's true.
Like ye old fighting cocks.
God damn. Right! America!
Britain!
Britain!
It's actually Britain.
Same thing.
All right, moving on to the next article here, and then we'll close this show out. So, a priest is forced to quit his job after discovering his baptisms have basically not been 100% because he left out one word in his prayer.
Do they really, like, even if you did say it right?
I feel like this is pretty literal. Like, I feel like you can't leave out a word. I feel like you can't leave out a word if it's, like, holy like this.
He said the instead of thy. But I feel like if somebody dips you in a bathtub, is it really real? Is it really real?
Hey, belief is as powerful as... your belief is as powerful as what you believe. That's literally what it is. Your spirituality is as powerful as what you believe in. So a Catholic priest in Arizona has been forced to step down after finding out that all the baptism he performed until June last year were invalid. That's the word I was looking for. After saying just one word wrong. Father Andreas Arango has apologized to the numerous people affected. Can you imagine calling all those people? Sorry, you haven't actually been baptized, so all that bad shit you did, yeah, you're going to hell now. You're
it's
not
funny because I can see somebody like some teenager be like, you mean me fucking Gary it counts again? What? I thought I had my virginity back. I thought you said it was now? You said it was okay.
So, Catholic Diocese of Phoenix confirming that any baptisms by him that took place up until 17th of June 2021, so far, a fair few, no doubt, are presumed invalid. This is the Catholic Diocese of Phoenix confirming that these baptisms don't count. This is like the tippy top of his organization.
You know what that sounds like, though? A child's sex ring.
Well, yeah.
It really does.
So
Catholic
basically,
Diocese of Phoenix.
This is like the heads of... This is like the group that controls all, like, the priest functions.
Do you imagine he was in a meeting, he's like... They're like, we've been getting some complaints.
Any news for the day? Any safety concerns
but he's just like, do we have any... It's like, so we've been getting some complaints that you may not be reading... You may not be saying the right words whenever you're giving baptisms and things like that. What specifically are you saying? What do you say? Why don't you say it back to us? And it was like, yeah, that's wrong.
All right,
are you fucking kidding me?
Let's practice our baptism prayers.
Yeah.
So, this is all because Arango used the word we instead of I. In turn, it invalidated his baptisms. The diocese shared a statement on its website saying, "We are saddened to announce some difficult information regarding baptism performed by Reverend Arango, a priest of the Diocese of Phoenix, who also had been a member of the Udis religious community." I'm not sure what that is. But after careful study, it has been determined that the form words Father Andreas used
I thought that was Francis.
For the sacrament of baptism had been incorrect, and all the baptism he has performed until the 17th of June 2021 are presumed invalid. How long has he been practicing? How long has he been a father? Any baptisms performed by Father Andreas after June 17, 2021 are presumed valid and do not need to be repeated. Literally, I bet somebody from like the diocese or like his buddy was sitting in, another priest was sitting in watching baptisms, and he goes, we instead of I, and he's like, hey, Father Arango, what you doing? And he goes, well, I just finished the baptism. He's like,
that's weird.
You messed up a couple words in there. He's like, couple words. He's like, yeah, you said we instead of I in that prayer. And he goes, huh, funny. He goes, yeah, what does that mean? He goes, I think I gotta call the big guns in for this one, buddy. I think you just fudged up there.
I'm trying to figure out where he would misplace we instead of I, instead of like we by the power of this, or like I by the power of this. It's just weird. But that's the thing, like, one word. I feel like if you did believe in God, I feel like he's not stipulated over one fucking word. Like, legit. Like, I would count it. If I got baptized by this guy, and it'd be like, he said we instead of I'd be like, I'm counting it anyway.
So the diocese goes on to say, please be assured that things like this have happened before in the history of the church. And the diocese,
I bet a lot of other stuff happened in the history of the church too, didn't it?
And the diocese is ready to do all we can to
Instead
address
of we, it was wieners.
every person. So they're going to address every person this happened to. So in a fact section underneath the statement, the diocese explains what exactly happened. Continuing, the formula or words Father Andreas was accustomed to using during the rite of baptism in English and Spanish for both children and adults was the phrase, we baptize you in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Instead of I.
I knew that's what it was.
The word in question is the use of we in place of I. It is not the community that baptizes a person and incorporates them into the Church of Christ. Rather, it is the Christ and the Christ alone who presides at all sacraments. Therefore, it is Christ who baptizes. So the baptismal formula uses the words used in the rite has always been guarded for this reason. So it is clear that we receive our baptism through Jesus and not the community. Literally the one thing that they hold near and dear to their heart, he messed up.
Yeah. You wonder if he did it on purpose, though? Make a long con.
What's worse? What is worse? This oops or an anesthesiologist oops?
I'm thinking, like, more, like...
Is a Jesus oops more than an anesthesiologist oops?
I feel like this is no big deal. I feel like it's like you just redo it or, like, do an internet one.
Do an internet one?
Yeah.
Can we do this?
I feel like the Catholic Church has more shit to worry about than mistaking we and I.
Can you just make like a 200-person party Zoom meeting?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, get your bathtubs ready.
Now you have to have ice mountain water, okay?
Yeah.
Because that's who's sponsoring this proceeding today.
Only thing available for me was Fiji.
Yeah.
Is this gonna work? No, it's tap water. Blaspheme.
God left Fiji a long time ago.
So if you were baptized using the wrong words, that means your baptism is invalid and you are not baptized. You will need to be baptized.
Fuck it.
You will need to be baptized, it says.
No, you won't.
So the diocese also said anyone affected, whether they were baptized themselves or their child, should contact their pastor or complete a form on the website. Can you imagine? It's just like, and you know they're sticking Father Andreas with all this, like, all right, buddy, you got to keep track of all these forms and people. Clear your calendar for the next year. Every day, all day, 8 hours a day. That's what he's doing.
Honestly, it's not a big deal.
So he announced his resignation. So he resigned from the church because he messed up.
I feel like he would just go somewhere else, though. They'd send him somewhere else.
If he announces...
That's what they do to the kid fuckers. They just send him somewhere else. They do, legit.
I know, it's a conspiracy.
They like send him to... It's not a conspiracy.
I know it's a real thing.
It's real.
It's a real thing.
He's in Rome right now, chilling with a bunch of bitches.
But it says in a statement, Arango announced his resignation, saying it had been a blessing and an honor to have served and worked alongside people he considers dear friends and family.
Yeah, but you did it wrong.
But I think when you resign, you're no longer a father anymore. I'm not 100% sure on that. We're not Catholic at all. We've never...
He just resigned from his position.
We've never been involved in the Catholic Church. So it is with a heavy heart that I find myself writing the letter of notification to the wonderful parish family that I once served, Arango said. It saddens me to learn that I have performed invalid baptisms throughout my ministry as a priest by regularly using an incorrect formula. It's one word. I deeply regret my error and how this has affected numerous people in your parish and elsewhere. With the help of the Holy Spirit and in the communion with the Diocese of Phoenix, I will dedicate my energy and full-time ministry to help remedy this and heal those affected. So
exactly. See,
that's his full-time job for the next 3 years.
They're sending him somewhere else. Exactly. They're going to change. When it comes to this shit, the Catholic Church is like the FBI. They put you in like protective custody. They change your name, blah, blah, blah. They make you grow a mustache. And then they send you somewhere else. And then you're cool. They probably send him to like Africa or something to like be like some person to like build churches and shit. So he's just gonna suffer for the rest of his life.
And instead he didn't do it on purpose. But can you imagine? This is like the most innocent but most serious prank in the history of Catholic.
That's what I mean. Could you imagine if it was a long con?
Yeah, you imagine like Oops. 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 I mistake the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a little, I understand the severity of it, but come on, bro. Come on, man.
If he called me and he was just like, I just want to let you know your baptism last year was actually invalid. Like, what do you mean it was invalid? Did we not use enough water? But like, no, I actually mistakenly said we instead of I baptize you in the name of blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, that's it? It's invalid now because of that?
I wish they had a backstory of how they figured it out. Like, somebody was definitely there, like,
somebody from, like, the,
somebody was definitely there, like, watching him or something.
They probably had, like, a visitor or something. He's like, he didn't say that right.
Right. It's crazy. I wish there was some kind of backstory. Or, like, they were at, like, a social mixer. They're like, all right, everybody, let's practice our words.
I don't know.
Excuse the noise, everybody. I have to let the dog out real quick. And she's off. That's all the articles I have for you guys this week. Let's go ahead and close this podcast out.
Okay. Do you want to do that?
Yeah. Before we close it out, guys, I do have a new book of the month. I was gonna save it for next week, but I figured I'd give you guys time to take this one in, look it up if you want to listen to it. So
got a bunch of marijuana leaves on it.
It's not marijuana leaves.
That looks like marijuana.
So this book is called The Four Agreements: A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom. In parentheses, it's a Toltec wisdom book. So in The Four Agreements, best-selling author Don Miguel Ruiz reveals the source of self-limiting beliefs that rob us of joy and create needless suffering. Based on an ancient Toltec wisdom, the Four Agreements offer a powerful code of conduct that can rapidly transform our lives to a new experience. Freedom, true happiness, and love. And this is a very good book. It's a very self-realizing book. It makes you take a look at your life. What do you do incorrectly versus this Four Agreements? What do you do well? What can you work on to make your life better? And the Four Agreements, it's a very good practice. I have been trying to practice it since I finished this book. It's been about a week since I finished the book. On Audible, it's a very, very short listen. On paperback, it's probably only a couple hundred pages, maybe. The paperback is like $7.75 on Amazon, and the audiobook I think is about the same amount, if not a little cheaper. So please go check this book out, guys. It's a very self-developmental book, and I very, very much enjoyed it. And there's more out there by Don Miguel Ruiz. I think there's a fifth agreement now, actually. So go check that out. I really hope you enjoyed this book. Let's close this thing out.
All right, everybody, that is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for downloading. Of course, we couldn't do this fucking show without you. We love you so much. Go give us a rating and review on whatever platform you listen to. Really helps out the show. And if you want to help us out even more, go buy some shit from our store at thecummcast.com. We would much, much, much appreciate it. We love you all so fucking much you don't even know. And let's get out of here.
Like Ryan said, don't forget to give us a rating and review on whatever platform you listen on. And don't forget to follow us on our Cummcast official Facebook page, where I post clips of new episodes. I post new episodes alerts, links to all the new books and brews that we review on the show, and some new merch items. I've been looking into completing some new merch items. So looking into that. And like I said, we're still looking at producing some new logos for you guys. So I'm pretty excited about that. Everybody have a good week. Always enjoy a good book. Always enjoy a good beer. We love you guys. When life gets hard and life gets you down, you use the Four Agreements and you milk that pig, everybody.
Peace.
We out.